We all keep talking about how, oh, the stock market, all the stocks are down. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, there are people starving because of this. People are going to die. People die in trade wars. These countries that have nothing, they're already IMF recipients. We're barely making it. And now we're going to say, well, I hope you have enough money for tariffs.
So you have what some are calling Trump's shock and awe trade policy, the imposition of punitive tariffs on developing countries.
Shock and awe was something that was used during the Gulf War because they didn't want to say blitzkrieg. Shock and awe is blitzkrieg. That's what it is. They just used a different word, but that's what it means, blitzkrieg.
Where you are across Asia, like 49% on Cambodia, 37% on Bangladesh, 48% for Laos. What exactly does this mean?
Well, let's take Bangladesh, Laos, Cambodia, Sri Lanka. They are dominantly garment exporters. Now, this is a sort of labor-intensive activity that typically developing countries take up at the early stage of their development. It's not going to shift to the US. And in fact, the US doesn't want those jobs. So the whole idea that you will somehow attack these countries for just a little bit of very labor.
Yeah, the very highest went to Cambodia, who makes clothing, basically, only.
Now, garments are not just a significant export and source of foreign exchange, but they are major employers, and particularly of women. So what we're going to see now are significant layoffs. We've already seen people in Sri Lanka and companies in Bangladesh complaining that orders have stopped already, even before the tariffs actually come into effect. And that they're going to actually have to lay off hundreds of thousands of workers, in some cases, possibly millions of workers. And what that will do to economies that are already reeling under severe crisis. In Bangladesh, you've already had political upheaval. In Sri Lanka, you have a new government after significant political upheaval. What that will do to all of these countries is actually quite terrifying.
What do you think they do to women who aren't working in those countries? What do you think will happen to the millions of women who are going to be fired because they can no longer work in the garment industry? What do you think will happen when America stops buying? What do you think will happen with all those women?
Why do you think President Trump is imposing these, given this isn't a situation where it hurts other countries, but it really benefits the United States?
Is, a monster.
He wasn't explaining this weekend. He was out golfing.